Welcome, truth seekers and curious minds, to 30 minutes that will fundamentally change the way you look at the world. We're about to embark on a journey through the most incredible, unbelievable, and truly random facts the universe has to offer. These aren't just trivia questions. These are pieces of reality so strange you'll swear they were made up. We'll jump from the farthest reaches of space to the smallest corners of the animal kingdom, from the dustiest archives of history to the silent workings of your own mind. Get ready to pause, rewind, and ask, wait, is that actually true? Prepare to have your perception shattered. Let's dive in. This is mind-blowing random facts you never knew, the 30-minute compilation. Fact 1. The size of Australia versus the moon. Let's start with a scale that is truly baffling. Did you know that the continent of Australia is wider than the moon? That's right. The moon's diameter is about 3,474 kilometers, but the width of Australia, from east to west, is nearly 4,000 kilometers. When you look up at the night sky, remember that our neighbor in space is actually smaller than a single landmass on Earth. Fact 2. Time on Venus. Here's one about time itself. A day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. The planet takes 243 Earth days to rotate once on its axis, a Venusian day, but only about 225 Earth days to complete one orbit around the Sun, a Venusian year. Imagine celebrating your birthday before your first full day was even finished. Fact 3. The ocean floor is younger. Despite the Earth being billions of years old, the ocean floor is surprisingly young. On average, it's less than 100 million years old. That's because of a process called plate tectonics. New ocean crust is constantly being created at mid-ocean. Ridges and older crust is being subducted and destroyed back into the Earth's mantle at the trenches. The oldest continental rocks are over 4 billion years old, but the oldest patch of seabed? Only about 200 million years. Fact 4. The sound of the blue whale. Shift your focus from the massive to the microscopic, but the sound is still huge. You can hear a blue whale's heartbeat from over 2 miles away. Their hearts are enormous, about the size of a small car, and they beat only about 2 to 10 times per minute. It's the largest heart on the planet, pumping 60 gallons of blood with every pulse, a true mechanical marvel. The last letter added to the alphabet. Think about the ABCs. The alphabet feels ancient, right? But the letter J was the last letter to be added to the English alphabet. It was only introduced in 1524. Before that, the letter I was used for both the I and J sounds, like in the word injury, which was often spelled injury in older texts. Cleo and the pyramids. Here's a major timeline mindbender. Cleopatra lived closer in time to the invention of the iPhone than she did to the building of the Great Pyramid of Giza. The pyramid was completed around 2560 BC. Cleopatra died in 30 BC. The first iPhone was released in 2007. Do the math. The gap between Cleopatra and the iPhone is roughly 2,037 years, while the gap between her and the pyramid builders is over 2,500 years. The 3 U.S. presidents with Grammys. In the world of unexpected celebrity awards, 3 U.S. presidents have actually won a Grammy Award. Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama. They all won in the Best Spoken Word Album category for narrating their own audiobooks. So technically, they are Grammy-winning artists. Wombat poop, moving to the truly bizarre. Wombat feces are cube-shaped. Yes, perfect little cube pellets. This is because of varying elastic properties of their intestinal walls. Scientists believe this unique shape helps them stack their droppings as territorial markers without the piles rolling away. The longevity of honey. Here's one you can take to the apocalypse. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs thousands of years old that are still perfectly edible. The key is its low water content and high acidity, which makes it an extremely hostile environment for bacteria. Hippo, sweat. Hippos don't just sweat. They secrete a thick, oily, reddish-orange substance that acts as a natural sunscreen and antiseptic. It's often mistaken for blood, but it's not. This oily substance is what gives them their name, which means river horse, and keeps their skin from drying out while they bask. Hippo, sweat. Hippos don't just sweat. They secrete a thick, oily, reddish-orange substance that acts as a natural sunscreen and antiseptic. It's often mistaken for blood, but it's not. This oily substance is what gives them their name, which means river horse, and keeps their skin from drying out while they bask. The human stomach. Your stomach is a powerhouse, but it runs on a surprisingly corrosive substance. The acid in your stomach is strong enough to dissolve a razor blade. Luckily, the cells in your stomach lining replace themselves so quickly that the acid doesn't eat through your own body. Sleeping and sneezing. Have you ever sneezed in your sleep? It's impossible to sneeze while you are in a deep sleep. When you sleep, your nerves are basically turned off, so the signals that trigger a sneeze are suppressed. Your body actually has to wake up a little bit before you can get that release. The weight of a cloud. When you look up at a fluffy white cloud, it seems weightless. But scientists have calculated that an average cumulus cloud weighs over 1 million pounds, or about 500,000 kilograms. It doesn't fall because the weight is distributed over a massive area, and the droplets are so small they are held aloft by air currents. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of our journey. We've traversed the solar system, dove into the deep oceans, and explored the strange mechanisms of life and mind. I'll leave you with one final, truly mind-bending thought. The oldest living organism on Earth is a clonal colony of quaking aspens in Utah, known as Pondo. This single organism, which looks like a forest of individual trees, is estimated to be over 80,000 years old, weighs 6,000 tons, and is slowly growing right now. Everything else, every monument, every empire, every animal we've mentioned, has come and gone while Pondo has quietly existed. It's a powerful reminder that our world is constantly holding secrets, waiting for us to uncover them. If you enjoyed this dive into the unbelievable, let us know. And until next time, keep looking up, keep asking questions, and never stop being amazed by the strange reality we all share.